Okay, here are a couple steps that might help you when you're trying to graph quadratics. The first thing you want to do is put the equation into standard form. Okay, standard form. And what's standard form? It's ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay. Then you want to determine whether the parabola is a fill or spill. Remember, if A is positive, okay, if A is positive, then it's a fill. If A is negative, then it's a spill. Okay. Third thing you want to do is find A, B, and C. Okay, remember A, B, and C. Next, find x by using the formula x equals the opposite of b over 2a. Okay? You have to memorize that. X equals negative b over 2a. Okay, after finding x, plug the number back into the original equation to find y of the vertex point. I handwrote that and printed that. Sorry about that. Use a table of values to find the other points on the graph or parabola. Plot the points on the graph. Copy the points on the other side of the axis of symmetry. Okay, so if you follow these steps, then you should be able to graph a quadratic equation. All right, let's try to graph one from your homework. Okay, we'll try to go through this fairly rapidly, okay, because I know you guys don't like watching a lot of these videos. Okay, so it's in order, right? Find A, B, and C. What number's in front of the x squared? Well, I don't see a number, but there's a 1 in front of that. B is a negative 6. C is a 1. Okay? So once I've done that, that's like my first step. Okay, the second step is look at A. See A? A is a 1, so that means it's going to be a fill. Are they always going to be a fill? No. Sometimes they're a spill. If this was a negative 1, it would be a spill. Okay? Next, use your formula, x equals negative b over 2a. So what is the opposite of negative 6? It would be 6, right? And then 2 times a. So that's 2 times 1. And notice I put parentheses right there. Anytime I fill in a number for a letter, okay, I use parentheses. So that's 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? So my x value of my vertex is 3, okay? Now it's also my axis of symmetry, okay? But let's just keep going here, okay? The next thing I want to do is I want to take this x value that I found, plug it into the original equation where you see an x. And I've done that right here. I've kind of written this out, and instead of putting x's, I put parentheses. So I'm going to take that 3, I'm going to plug it in here and here. That's right there and right there. 3 squared is 9. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18 plus 1. Okay? So 9 and 1 makes 10, right? So 10 minus 18 is negative 8. So my vertex for this parabola, okay, is 3, negative 8. I got the 3 from here. I got the negative 8 from here. That's my x. That's my y. Okay. Next thing I want to do is find my line of symmetry. My line of symmetry is right here. Whatever number x is in the vertex, That's what my axis of symmetry is. So x is a 3. Okay. Max or minimum. Does this have a maximum or minimum? Well, remember we decided that this is going to be a fill, right? And if you have a fill, that's the lowest that it goes, right there. That vertex is lowest goes. So the y value, which is -8, that's my minimum. Okay, so -8 is my minimum, right? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we need to find more points on this graph, okay? So, like I told you guys before, what we're going to do here is we're going to pick 2 more numbers, okay, and we're going to put them into the problem right here. I'm going to put them into this problem, and we're going to find a couple more points, okay? Now, how do you choose the points? Or that I should say, how do you choose the numbers that go into this problem? Remember I told you guys, you can pick numbers that are, see your line of symmetry, this 3, okay? Pick 2 numbers that are higher or lower than that. In this case, I want to put in probably a 2, okay? And then maybe a 1, all right? Or I could have picked 4 and 5. But I like to use smaller numbers, so I put a 2 in this problem. So parentheses, 2 squared minus 6 times 2 plus 1. Okay, that's 4, and that's minus 12 plus 1, right? Okay, so when I take a look at that, and I put a 2 into this problem, let's see, what do I get out? Let's see, 4 minus 12 would be -8, plus 1 would be -7. So that's a 2 and a -7, all right? Okay, the next number I'm going to put in is I'm going to put in a 1. Let's put a 1 in this problem. So 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 1. That's going to be 1 minus 6 plus 1. Well, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 minus 6 is -4. So when I put a 1 in, I get a -4 out. All right? Okay, so now all we got to do is plot these points, and it should make the shape of a fill parabola. Okay, first graph the vertex. So we go 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3, down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's right there. Okay. Next, graph this point. 2, -7. So 2, -7. That's right there. 1, -4. So if I go 1 to the right, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a point right there. All right? Now, my axis of symmetry, okay? My axis of symmetry or line of symmetry is right along this point, or I should say this line right here, okay? It's hard to see this, I know, but what we're going to do is we're going to copy, since this is my vertex, if I go to this point right here, it's 1 to the left. So if I go 1 to the right, I would put a point there. This point here is 2 to the left, so if I go 2 to the right, I get a point right there, okay? Now one more thing is my C right here, okay, that's always going to be your y-intercept. So C, it says it's a 1. That's right here. This is 1, 2, 3 to the left. If we go 1, 2, 3 to the right, there's another point right there. And as you can see, here's my parabola. See that? Domain in this problem okay, is all reals, right? All reals. And my range is, since it's going up, okay, y has to be greater than, if it was going down, it'd have to be less than. Y has to be greater than this number right here, which is -8. Okay, everything has to be above -8. See, everything is up above -8. And that's basically it. That's basically how you graph quadratics, or how you graph a parabola. I know there's a lot of steps, but you got to watch these videos and you'll be able to figure it out. On your worksheet here, it says determine whether the parabola opens up or down. That's like a fill or spill, right? This is like a fill. This is like a spill. You just put the answer below. Remember, all you got to do is look at A. If A is positive, it's a fill. If A is negative, it's a spill. Just make sure they're in order first, okay? All right, have a great day.